Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing for another insomnia video. Can't sleep, so I thought I'd do a quickie. Who misses? Um, yeah, if you're new to the channel and you could subscribe, you could hit that subscribe button. That'd be a big help. I'd appreciate that a great deal. For those who've already subscribed, thank you very much. Welcome back. So, I thought I'd do a quick video on the Dillian Whyte situation. I'm surprised that other people are surprised that at the WBC convention, Maurizio Sulaiman said, Dillian Whyte's title shot, we'll hold off on that. We'll hold off because there's a bit of legal stuff going on. For those that don't know, Whyte has taken legal action against the WBC in order to try to get his long overdue WBC world title shot. Certainly Dillian's earned that shot because he's fought a whole string of leading fighters, got knocked out by Povetkin, which I suppose broke the chain, but came back and repaid Povetkin in kind, knocked him out a round earlier. But of course that defeat, like I say, broke the chain and gave the WBC a possible excuse to say, oh well, you lost your mandatory position. But is anyone surprised that Maurizio Sulaiman is putting the mockers on Whyte's title fight? They shouldn't be, because the WBC, going way back to Jose Sulaiman, who was Mauricio's father, has proved itself to be a, how can we say this, less than Snow White organisation. It makes decisions that are, one could say, favourable towards certain promoters. In the case of Jose, it was very much a close relationship with Don King when Don King was a big cheese in boxing. Those of us old enough to remember the numerous favours that were done by the WBC to King fighters, whether it was Julio Cesar Chavez or, heavyweights that King controlled. It was very common for the WBC to favour King fighters. Nowadays, with the WBC, you could argue that it's PBC fighters and so on. But as I've said before in videos, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, and Maurizio Sulaiman is his father's son when it comes to how the WBC is run. Now, I've never understood why Dillian Whyte is obsessed with the WBC. Why he doesn't keep his options open. Go for the IBF belt, try to get ranked with WBO, WBA maybe. WBA hands out belts like sweets, so why not go down that route? I don't know. I mean, I appreciate that we've got a unified heavyweight champion in Usyk, but why the WBC? It was rumoured that Whyte had some sort of beef with Wilder when he held the belt, so he wanted to actually get Wilder in the ring and force him to fight him. That wasn't going to happen, because Wilder is a PBC fighter, and the WBC are very close with PBC. So I never ever understood this obsession with the WBC that Whyte has, and I think it's come back to bite him in the backside, as has his sort of bloody-minded attitude. Whyte is, he has a reputation as a street guy, no nonsense, has been brought up the tough way, and he is probably a genuine tough guy outside the ring as well as in it. But you know what? When it comes to boxing ain't the street. Sometimes you've got to take a step back to take two forward. And this is not a philosophy. The art of the subtle politicking is not a philosophy that Whyte seems to buy into or even understand. So taking the WBC to court was not the brightest move. Sometimes you've got to be crafty. And if there's one thing that Maurizio Sulaiman and the WBC are, it's crafty. Crafty is a euphemism for, I don't want to say anything that's going to get me sued or whatever. They probably wouldn't sue this silly little channel anyway, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to not be slanderous here, but the WBC are crafty so-and-sos. So White has not done himself any favours with this with the whole legal issue. And it seemed inevitable to me that when the WBC held their convention, they weren't going to sanction a fight between Tyson Fury and White. And even if White had not been knocked out by Povetkin, regardless of the return win, even if he'd not taken out legal action against the WBC, there was always the option that Sulaiman could make Tyson Fury, champion emeritus or franchise champion or whatever stupid title they put on this, and say, okay, well, Wilder can fight for the lesser belt, the one down the ladder, against whoever the number 2 contender is. This is what happens when you get all these ludicrous sub-champions, these ludicrous belts. So if I was White, I would. It's ridiculous what's happened, but if I was White, I would not have fixated on the WBC. I don't understand why he did that. Don't forget the WBC are at the same convention were quite prepared, or are quite prepared, to sanction a bout between Canelo and Aluna Makabu for the cruiserweight title. So they can do that, but they can't. They're going to hold off from sanctioning a Dillian Whyte Fury fight. Despite what White has done, he's gone on this incredible run of fights. Proving himself beyond doubt that he's a deserving mandatory contender. The whole thing stinks, but again, I'm rather surprised that people are surprised it stinks. You can't roll around in muck and then think you're going to smell of roses. It don't happen like that. Life's not like that. And again, White, being a street guy, is probably used to puffing his chest out and being bloody minded and getting what he wants. Doesn't happen like that. Not in many other walks of life. You've got to politic correctly. White is self-managed, and there's a lot to be said for that in many respects, but there's also a lot to be said for having an experienced manager who can do these things for you, who can see things that maybe you don't see, give a different perspective, add dimensions to how you're managed. And in a sense, I strongly admire White for sticking to his guns, but it's come back to bite him in the rear end. So I, for one, am not surprised. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below. What do you think? Obviously, it's an outrage. He's not fighting for the title, but what do you think about White's tactics? Should he have taken the AJ fight when he was offered it? I think he should. Even if it was for lesser money, he was saying, well, that was a derisory offer. Well, tough. Sometimes you take, like I say, you take a step back to take 2 forward. When Holyfield fought Tyson in 1996, that first fight, he was paid chump change. But he took it because he thought he could win. And he did win. And he went on a run as champ again. White doesn't have that subtlety. He doesn't have that nuanced way of thinking, unfortunately. But leave your comments below. Poor old Dillian, eh? Is he ever going to get his title shot? He'll probably be on a Zimmer frame with a big grey beard. But good fighter, but it's a shame. Anyway, leave your comments below. Thanks for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. It don't cost you anything. Go on, please. I'm begging, go on, please. And yeah, I think I'm at a cup of tea now. But you take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.